And it's the most excellent morning. I'm now going over with 400 grit over the areas I spot primed. Mike's leaving in 5 days. That's not the only good news, but I just got to block this out with 400 and then spot paint and re-clear the entire hood and the door. And now he wants the inner door done. So, this is fun stuff. This something rock came up from the inside and cracked this. So we fixed it up. I gotta get it painted today. Let it dry for a day. He's leaving Monday. Today's Wednesday. So I need time to reassemble everything. And I don't want to do it on completely fresh clear. And it's pretty cold in here. Well, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 16 degrees Celsius. So yeah, this is a bit cool. But at least I shouldn't get any orange grill. And I gotta hang the door up because now he wants the inside touched up where there's a nick. I mean, he put on 20,000 K. There's bound to be some experience in the finish by now. So I have to address that. And I've got to line up the door better. Generally when I paint the car, I'll drive it for 2-3 days, shakedown. Let all the panels find their happy spot and then do some final adjustments because it's not untypical for stuff to move around and find where it wants to be, and then you have to readjust it to make sure your gaps are good and the door's shut perfectly. And don't take any paint off when you're opening and closing the door. Or have somebody like Mike use their knee to assist on closing the door and put a freaking dent in the door. Now, he could have loosened the door and readjusted it on the road. But he was a busy guy. And he knew he could just bring it back and get it fixed. So, anyhow, that's what we're up to here. Not too exciting, but almost, yeah, anyhow. It's just wonderfully exciting. I shall carry on and turn this back on when I get to the door. We'll just do, in fact, I'm just going to show you a quick close-up. As we start sanding, everything shows up. Okay, you see that? See all that texture? So that's like a sight coat. Now, you'll notice you're not seeing sandpaper scratches because I finished the bodywork in pretty fine grit. So all I'm trying to do now is block it straight. And you see that body line show up? That's important. So you got to be very careful as you sand this and not screw up existing body lines. So that's all part of it. And this is just showing me what I got. So yes, I'll do a whole bunch more of that. Yippee-yay! So once I get this blocked out, I'll give you another shot of it all. And then I have to sand the rest of the hood with probably 600 grit because most of it's just going to get clear. So we'll paint the areas, blend it off, and then clear coat the whole panel so it'll be an invisible repair. that's what we're up to here. So wait a minute, in all those containers out there, you didn't find a spot to put stuff?
No. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. They're all full of junk.
So you're like full. That would mean maybe you shouldn't buy any more crap, probably, right?
Give it a break. Don't you have something to do?
Oh yeah, right. Okay. Ooh, a little bit sensitive this morning. Okay, now I'm sanding 600 grit Orbital, and I'm going to clean up the rest of the panel ready for paint. And then I'll go over and make sure I've got all my edges and everything by hand. But I can do the flat part with the Orbital. There's no texture really. I'm just sanding it to give it some tooth. That's pretty freaking cool. Pretty good. Not often I get to sand with an Orbital. So I'll get the other side. Well, maybe I'll go onto the door right now. Pretty good. Yeah, and just to finish off, a little 600 grit blocking. Make it perfectly flat. No scratches. Take a little edge off my line so it matches the rest of the car. We don't want it too sharp. Yeah. And you just keep going and going. Oh, I got some. Just a minute.
A few moments later.
Pretty nice. Can always be better. You can still see some texture right on that edge. I'm going to take out my hand. And that's, I must have had a chunk of something in my primer, so I have an imperfection there. It feels smooth, but I am going to go over these spots because there's nothing worse. Finished paint having an ugly bruise in it. So, pretty much got it. That's the process. That's 600 grit on a block. Oh, and when I was sanding, you can see these little, we call them pigtails. I had a chunk of dust or dirt on the orbital. It'll leave marks like these, and they will haunt you forever. They will show through the paint in the clear. So I'm going to sand that down better. I'm going to clean up this edge by hand. I didn't want to do orbital on that. I could have a round block. I mean, it's not going to take much. I'm just doing the edge of the block. But I'll give it a light once over by hand. Yeah, it's way better already, but it'll take a little more. You can still see some light and dark from texture. So I will fix up that and that. Sand this a little more. And then, gee, I got to paint the inside too. So then I'll hang it up from these things and prep the inside. And I have to paint this today. Okay, it is ready to go. Well, I gotta flip this one upside down. Oh, see, I missed a spot. It would be cool to cover up all the signatures on the underside of this hood.
As usual, everything's an emergency after hours call out. I've sealed this. Now, I've tacked it. I've got to blow off a couple spots here. Paint over the sealed areas, and I'll get bigger and bigger until I cover the whole panel.
power cut.